working.
Hi, my name is Sanjukta Roy and I am from Andaman Islands, India. Dogs have always been an integral part of my life. In my home, they would be a source of joy. Outside, in streets, offices, airports, etc., they would be a source of protection, awareness, and overall a landscape presence. Domesticated or stray, they are indeed man's best friend.
I love that phrase, a landscape presence. Thanks to everyone who got in touch and made the point that attitudes about dogs certainly differ around the world. And in fact, when you look globally, pets like Stella are the exception rather than the rule.
There are roughly 1 billion dogs on Earth. However, the vast majority, we might say 70-80% of those, don't live in apartments, they don't live in houses, they don't have owners per se. They typically live around humans, but they're basically free-ranging. But we also see enormous differences in the frequency which people keep pet dogs. So, for example, in Egypt, there are approximately 10 dogs, pet dogs, per 1,000 people. In the United States, there's approximately 250 pet dogs per 1,000 people.
This is Hal Herzog. He's an anthrozoologist, which means he spent decades trying to understand the way that we think about animals, including our pets.
All of us that love pets are convinced that our pets are good for us. We really want to believe that our pets are good for us. The problem is that there's a mismatch between what the empirical research is actually showing and what we want to believe.
Hal points out something that might seem kind of obvious. Many dog owners have a bit of a blind spot when it comes to admitting the negative aspects of their beloved pets. I'm guilty of it, and it seems so is listener Jason. You have done yourself a mischief, I hear, on one of your walks.
Yeah, quite a few actually. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I was walking the dog down at a local beach just down the road from us one winter. I slipped on the slipway and fractured 3 or 4 of my ribs. Very early in the morning, so I suffered hypothermia and had a quick visit to the hospital. I wouldn't say that's the dog's fault. Would I be walking down the beach at 6:30 in the morning without the dog? Probably not.
Ouch. Poor Jason. But he's not alone.
85,000 Americans are taken to hospital emergency rooms each year because they trip over their dog, usually resulting in a broken leg or so.
Our dog is an absolute trip hazard. She's so long, so it's like there's a maximum area, and she's really quiet, and she's very short. So the number of times I've almost broken my neck, I think, in the kitchen. And she's only 6 months old, so...
Yeah, so it'd probably get bigger and it would become more of a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
In the United States, about 300,000 people are taken to emergency rooms each year because of dog bites. Pets are the second largest source of conflict between neighbors in the United States.
Fighting, biting, broken limbs, these are some pretty serious potential downsides. So, I asked Hal, what does he make of Jason and Finn's question? Overall, is having a dog good for you?
As the research has gotten better, if the studies have had more subjects, as they've gotten better controls, what we see is more and more studies are not finding evidence, measurable evidence, that pet owners are happier, or that their well-being is better, or they're less depressed, or they're less likely to have high blood pressure. So the research is really mixed. I don't think there is solid, convincing evidence that pet owners are better off than non-pet owners.
But it's quite a broad question, right? To say, like, is having a dog good for you? Well, what does that even mean? It makes me think about having kids, right?
Yes.
Like, loads of people that I know that have kids, are they happier because they have kids? No, they're probably more stressed, they have less money. But nobody says, is having kids good for you? Nobody has kids because it's good for you. You have kids because it fulfills some sort of human need,
Yes.
and it's meaningful.
Yes. You're exactly right. I think that's such an important point. And I think the connection between kids is right on target. There's a whole field of happiness studies in psychology now. But what it tends to show is that people with kids are less happy than people that don't have kids. But on the other hand, there's a fulfillment that comes with kids that we can't measure. When you ask people on a scale of 1 to 10 or something like that, how happy are you? I think that's really missing something. There's something that comes with the love of a pet that's very, very hard to measure. Because we have these quantitative measures, that are not getting at this deeper sense of satisfaction and happiness we get. Our last pet, she died unfortunately last year, and we haven't replaced her. It was a cat that was kind of wild, and she only liked two people. She liked me, and she liked a woman that comes and helps clean the house and clean it up. And every evening, she would come and she would jump in my lap voluntarily, and she would let me pet her and look at me for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I felt I had this little wild thing in my life that gave me great satisfaction, and that would occasionally let me be her friend. And I miss her deeply, even though that would not be measured on our standard measures of happiness, depression, survival from heart attacks, and stuff like that.
Yeah, very true. I think that's a really good way of putting it. And one of the surprising things in making this show is I would never have categorized myself as a dog person, like maybe 10 years ago. I didn't really get what all the fuss was about. I thought dogs were kind of annoying, a bit slobbery, very needy, a lot of work.
All true.
And yeah, exactly. I mean, I still see that is objectively that is true. But ever since getting a dog, I kind of feel like I have opened my heart up in a way that I didn't realize was possible. I have discovered, new depths of human emotion that I didn't previously experience, and I think my life is richer for it.
I think you've said that really beautifully. I really like the way you put that, and I absolutely agree with you.
So, Finn, Jason, from the evidence, I'm not sure we can say conclusively that having a dog is good for our health. But maybe they're good for our souls. And while that's not something we can measure, it is just as important.
That's all for this episode of Crowd Science from the BBC World Service.
This question was from me, Finn, and my dad, Jason, from the Isle of Guernsey in the Channel Islands.
The programme was presented by Anand Jagatia and produced by Emily Bird.
If you have a question that you'd like to be answered, please email crowdscience@bbc.co.uk.
Thanks for listening.
Bye!
This is the BBC World Service, where Raisa Yusuf meets the local people who are being devastated by famine in Madagascar.
Years of drought has pushed over 1 million people to the edge of starvation.
My children are skinny and tiny.
I'll be finding out what's being done to help overcome this food crisis.
Famine at the edge of the ocean. Saturday at 11 GMT. At bbcworldservice.com. Music Life.
I am Busiswa, joined by DJ Leg, Karen Yami KG, as well as Scratch Clout. And we'll be talking about being part of the global rise in popularity of Amapiano and Go music, and what we're predicting for the future of South African dance music.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello and welcome to The History Hour with me, Max Pearson, bringing the past to life with personal stories. This week, the diamonds scandal that fatally wounded the political career of a French president.
He certainly shouldn't have accepted diamonds from what was then one of the poorest countries in Africa.
The Jews of Sarajevo who helped to save Muslims, Croats and Serbs during the Balkan conflict of the 1990s.
It's good to remember how important it is to help everyone. Always you can count that the same people or some other people will help you.
Plus the troubled life and times of the artist Jean-Michel Basquiat, the Great British Train Robbery, and the woman who transformed selling in America with her unusual approach.
It's a Tupperware party, and it's really fun. The girls get together and meet their old friends and make some new ones. Then there's a demonstration by one of the Tupperware dealers who lives in your community.
First, today's news.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. The coup leaders in Niger say they've gathered the evidence necessary to prosecute the deposed president, Mohamed Bazoum, for high treason. A spokesman said Mr. Bazoum could also be prosecuted for undermining the internal and external security of Niger. Nkechi Abona reports.
In a statement read out on state-run television, the army spokesman, Colonel Amadou Abdramain, said they had been gathering evidence against the deposed leader and what they claimed were his local and foreign accomplices. This comes after co-leader and self-proclaimed head of state, General Abdourahmane Chiani, in a statement claimed the coup was well-intended and aimed at staving off an imminent threat that would have affected not only Niger but also neighboring Nigeria.
Primary elections in Argentina have closed with a decisive win for the far-right outsider Javier Milei, who gained more than 30% of the vote. With most ballots counted to select presidential candidates for October's general election, voters have punished the country's two main political forces. Javier Milei's coalition secured far more support than had been predicted. The BBC's Vanessa Buschliter, who's following developments, said voters want to see change.
I think it's a very much anti-establishment vote. People in Argentina are very much fed up with the fact that inflation is running at 115%, that the economy is on its knees. And so they are looking for a candidate who is completely an outsider, and he's talking a different talk. He's talking about disbanding the central bank.
At least 30 people are reported missing after a mudslide struck miners digging for jade in northern Myanmar. The incident occurred in a remote mountainous region of Kachin State. Here's Jonathan Head.
Survivors have described a wall of mud, rocks and floodwater overwhelming them as they were digging for jade, sweeping many of the miners away. Several people are being treated for injuries and rescue teams are looking for the missing. The landscape in this part of Myanmar is scarred with hundreds of unregulated mines. These attract huge numbers of migrant workers from other parts of Myanmar who come to search for jade, most of which ends up being sold in China. Landslides are a constant threat, particularly at this time of the year when Myanmar experiences heavy monsoon rain. Around 170 people died in a landslide in the same area 3 years ago.
Landslides and flash floods have killed at least 16 people in India's northern state of Himachal Pradesh. Some of the deaths were in a temple that was destroyed in the state capital Shimla. Rescuers are still trying to free those still trapped under the debris. World News from the BBC. The authorities in Hawaii have warned that efforts to find and identify the dead on the island of Maui are still in their early stages. The number of those killed by fire in the historic town of Lahaina and other areas stands at 93, but hundreds of people are still unaccounted for. The Governor, Josh Green, has described the blaze as a fire hurricane.
There were several fires across Maui. One fire was deemed to be out. It must not have been completely extinguished because when the winds rose up, fire spread rapidly, and that meant that fire traveled 1 mile every minute. With those kind of winds and 1,000-degree temperatures, ultimately all the pictures that you will see will be easy to understand, because that level of destruction in a fire hurricane, something new to us in this age of global warming, was the ultimate reason that so many people perished.
Human Rights Watch says urgent action is needed to address the extreme levels of violence in Haiti. The group says acts of violence have increased dramatically since the beginning of the year. It says criminal gangs controlling large parts of the capital, Port-au-Prince, are responsible for killings, kidnappings and sexual violence. Later this week, the United Nations Security Council is due to discuss the crisis and the possible deployment of troops from Kenya. Russia has launched 2 waves of overnight drone and missile attacks on the southern Ukrainian port city of Odessa. Ukrainian officials said all were intercepted, but falling debris damaged a dormitory and a supermarket, causing fires. 3 supermarket workers were injured. Poland says it's arrested 2 Russian nationals suspected of distributing propaganda material about the Wagner mercenary army. Both were charged with espionage. Poland's Interior Minister said the men had been operating in Warsaw and Krakow. Leaflets have been appearing on lampposts there with a QR code leading to a Wagner website containing telephone numbers. BBC News.
Hello, this is the History Hour with Max Pearson. This week's witnesses to history who've appeared on the World Service. Coming up, the Sarajevo Jews who helped Bosnian Muslims, Serbs and Croats during the Balkan Wars. The life, work and troubled death of the artist Jean-Michel Basquiat, the history of the Great American Tupperware Party, and the Great British Train Robbery. But we begin in 1979, when France was rocked by a political scandal. It was discovered that President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing had received gifts of diamonds worth hundreds of thousands of dollars from the deposed former Emperor Bokassa of the Central African Republic. The scandal damaged the president's reputation and contributed to him losing the presidential election in 1981. Ben Henderson has been speaking to the journalist who uncovered the Bokassa diamond story, which made headlines around the world.
What connects a cannibalistic tyrant, a lofty president, a tray of diamonds and a libel case? And the answer, a chained duck. Well, quite literally, Le Canard Enchaîné, the French satirical magazine, which not for the first time has threatened to trip up the mighty. Le Canard says that the President Giscard d'Estaing received diamonds from the grisly and deposed former Emperor Bokassa of the Central African Republic.
Jean Bedel Bokassa came to power in a military coup in 1966. The BBC covered his coronation as Emperor of his new Central African Empire in 1977.
Sunday celebrations are thought to be costing between £4 and £10 million, including a 12-foot-high throne for the new emperor in the shape of an eagle weighing 2 tons. The coronation itself will be in Bokassa Sports Palace on Bokassa Street near Bokassa University.
But things went downhill from there.
Bokassa's 13-year reign was notable for acts of outrageous self-indulgence and bestial cruelty, including direct involvement in the massacre of 100 children who had complained about their school uniforms. Evidence was also produced from a palace cook that he'd once had to prepare a meal of human flesh for the emperor.
Regardless of those rumours, he could still rely on a strong friendship with France's president, Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, whose reputation wasn't squeaky clean either.
The stories of Giscard's foibles are countless. They range from mysterious disappearances late at night for secret rendezvous to his insistence on being served first at banquets.
The two leaders were a match made in heaven.
In 1977, I was the deputy editor-in-chief of Le Canard Enchaîné.
This is Claude Angely, the man who broke the diamond scandal that would bring down Giscard.
In October 1977, a man called Maurice Espinasse came to meet me and a colleague of mine in Paris. Espinasse was officially an advisor.
For their preparations, of course, there's been a bit of relaxation time, recovery time since the quarter-final victory over Colombia. It was a hard-fought game, certainly, and now they're back here at their base in Terrigal. The weather can seem quite familiar for England. It is winter, but it does actually usually feel quite warm during the day, but now it's feeling like winter with the rain and drizzly conditions. But it's this showdown with the Matildas that has really got the Lionesses focused on just what it could mean for them, not Australia, just the fact that how reaching a World Cup final could mean so much to the growth of the game. And Kira Walsh was reflecting this. They know they're not just trying to achieve things as a team, but also driving forward women's sport, women's football in particular. And that is where they stand now as they prepare for their final bit of preparation here before they head to Sydney on Tuesday, and then that huge moment in Stadium Australia on Wednesday night in front of 75,000 fans, trying to beat the co-host to reach the final. It will be quite a moment, but Australia do pose a threat. Under Serena Wiegman, her management, England have only lost once in 37 matches. That was to Australia in April. England will hope that was not an omen for what will unfold in the semi-final here.
Rob, thank you so much. The Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, says the government acted swiftly to evacuate asylum seekers from the Bibi Stockholm barge after concerns about Legionella bacteria. Dorset Council have said that Home Office contractors were notified about traces of the bacteria last Monday, and asylum seekers were only evacuated 4 days later. But Mr. Barclay told Sky News this morning their ministers were informed on Thursday.
I think there was an isolated incident that raised a concern. No one has been injured. I think health checks have been carried out with those that were on the barge. My understanding is the decision taken was a precautionary one. But in terms of what ministers were informed of, my understanding from Home Office colleagues, ministers were notified on Thursday. So it is right that we are using the barges. There's a range of things that we're doing. We're bringing the numbers of crossings down. The number of crossings is lower this year than last year. The French authorities have stopped 40% more boats than they did previously.
Some of today's other news now, and mountain rescue teams in Scotland are searching for a 17-year-old hill walker who went missing on a trip in the Highlands. Isaac Johnson set off on Saturday morning from Glen Mordor. He did not return home and was reported missing on Sunday night. Niger's coup leaders say they will prosecute the ousted president Mohamed Bazoum for high treason and undermining state security. It came just hours after a group of Nigerian scholars said the country's military are open to dialogue with West African nations to resolve the mounting regional crisis. Another criminal indictment is looming over Donald Trump. A district attorney has called witnesses to appear before a grand jury over his bid to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state of Georgia. In 2021, footage emerged of a phone call between Mr. Trump and the Georgia Secretary of State in which the former president asked him to find votes for him. It's 10 years since the largest mass killing in Egypt's modern history. Security forces killed hundreds of protesters who were staging a sit-in in the Rabat district of Cairo. The crackdown came weeks after the country's first democratically elected president was overthrown in a military coup led by the then army chief Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. No one has ever been brought to trial over the killings. Sky News cameraman Mick Dean was among those who died. He was shot dead by a sniper while he was covering the violence. He had worked for Sky for 15 years. He had been based in Washington and then Jerusalem. A new study from the Resolution Foundation has found that Britain has lost nearly 4 million days to strikes in the past year, with junior doctors in the midst of their fifth strike of 2023. I'll speak to Matthew Thompson. He's at the picket line with junior doctors outside University College Hospital in central London. That's a lot of days to lose to strikes, Matthew.
It is. I mean, it's the most since the 1980s, so it's, you know, the most really for a generation or so. And the thing is, there doesn't appear to be much sign of those strikes easing up, and that's because this is the fifth strike in the last year and a half just from junior doctors, but they are in the process of balloting for a 6-month mandate that would potentially see many more strikes in the next 6 months to come. Now, we don't yet know the results of that ballot, but speaking to doctors here this morning, they're fairly confident that junior doctors remain defiant and that they will get that mandate. This dispute is over pay and conditions, but particularly junior doctors say they want what they're calling pay restoration. That's essentially a pay rise of 35%, which they say is to compensate for real terms pay cuts since 2008. Now, the government has quibbled with their means of calculating that using a different different measure of inflation, they say. They also say the demands are unrealistic. The government says that they have put forward a pay rise, an average of about 8.8%, which junior doctors have rejected. Now, I spoke to Dr. Robert Lawrenson. He's the co-chair of the BMA's Junior Doctors Committee earlier this morning, and he told me that the government currently is refusing even to come to the negotiation table.
Matthew, thank you so much. Let's go back to that Bibi Stockholm story and speak to our political correspondent Tamara Cohen, who's in Westminster this morning. So, Tamara, the Bibi Stockholm drama continues, and this is now about a timeline and who knew what when about the Legionella bacteria that was found on that barge.
Yes, that's right. It turns out that there was a 4-day period between the Legionella samples being flagged to the council in Dorset, where the Bibi Stockholm is docked, and they told the Home Office contractors who were running that ship on Monday of last week, and what was going on until Friday when those on board, the 39 asylum seekers on board, were evacuated. Now, Dorset Council have told us this morning that they flagged this to a Home Office official the following day in a meeting on Tuesday. But Steve Barclay, the Health Secretary, as we heard there, said that ministers weren't aware until Thursday, and they acted immediately by evacuating everyone within 24 hours of hearing. So he's saying all the correct procedure was followed. But we've pieced together a bit of what happened, and it went like this. So on Tuesday, the 25th of July, Dorset Council took those water samples from the barge and sent them off for testing to the Health Security Agency. The council say the results were back on the 7th, and the council say they verbally informed the Home Office officials the next day. But by this time, 15 people had already boarded. Now, it wasn't until Wednesday that the UK Health Security Agency was informed, and the Home Office was then given written notification. So they were verbally informed on the Tuesday, then on the Wednesday they were given written notification by Dorset Council in the evening. On Thursday, there was a meeting between all the relevant agencies, which concluded no more people should be moved onto the barge, but people had been moved on that day. And then 39 people already on board were evacuated on Friday. That was 4 days after the initial discovery. So some questions about why they didn't wait until they got the samples back before sending anyone on there in the first place. And some of these questions might be at the door of Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, who I understand has returned from his holiday in California this morning and is now working from Downing Street. The government's small boats week last week in his absence was not really a success, with this evacuation, plus of course the tragic deaths of 6 migrants in the Channel and an uptick in the number of boat crossings with the warm weather, so people not deterred by having to go and live on cruise ships. So the small boats strategy not really panning out, stopping the boats, but Rishi Sunak, I'm sure we'll be hearing from him in the next couple of days as to what his plans are next.
Indeed. Tamara, thank you so much. This is Sky News Today. Coming up this morning, a narrow escape as a car crashes into a tent with a baby inside at a Welsh campsite. And Odessa in flames. Emergency services battled to quell fires after Russian strikes in the port city overnight. And children caught doing push-ups, yes, push-ups on the tracks. Network Rail publishes footage of those putting their lives at risk on level crossings.
Stories don't always come from big cities. I'm Lisa Dowd and I'm Sky's Midlands correspondent, and this is where I grew up. We can reveal that the driver who hit Harry Dunn is 42-year-old Anne Sakoulas.
Just met the president and we never thought we'd get this far.
This is what they're up against. The wind is the really big problem. It is back-breaking work and the smoke is thick. It's been working well. Water levels are dropping, but no one knows what impact further rain will have. What would you do if this place wasn't open? We take you to the heart of the stories that shape our world.
It's really scary. We're terrified.
In this community, I'm told that everybody knows someone affected by COVID.
Hopefully this will be the last wave.
I never knew they would make it. It's amazing.
Change seems tantalisingly close in this corner of the UK. Wales was the first to introduce the plastic bag charge. This is my patch, my specialism. It's also my home.
Two people are in a critical condition after a car crashed into a campsite in Pembrokeshire. 9 others were injured and a baby was inside a tent that was struck by that car. Now, it's believed to have been travelling from the village of Rock towards St David's when it crashed off the A487. Laura Bundock reports.
This is where the car careered off the road and into a busy campsite. It crashed into a tent and then hit a group of people gathered outside. Miraculously, a baby in the tent was unharmed, protected and saved by its cot.
The baby was in the tent
while the family were outside of the tent enjoying themselves, and they suffered the big brunt of the vehicle on top of them. But the baby, because they didn't know if the baby had injuries, it took a few, a minute or so, or probably less than that, to get into the tent and find that the baby was safe and well.
A guest at the campsite told us he heard tyres screeching before a loud crash. There was a lot of noise, he said, a lot of screaming and shouting. Emergency services arrived quickly. One person was airlifted to hospital. In a statement, the Welsh Ambulance Service said, "We were called yesterday at around 10:40 p.m. to reports of an incident at Newgale campsite, Pembrokeshire. We sent 6 emergency ambulances to the scene. 1 patient was flown to University Hospital of Wales. 5 patients were taken by road to other hospitals." Newgale campsite is on the Pembrokeshire coast of Wales, not far from St David's. Next to the beach, it is a picturesque location and popular in the summer months with families. Police investigations are now underway to understand exactly what happened and how a car came so close to campers enjoying their holiday. Laura Bundock, Sky News.
Network Rail have released shocking footage showing people risking their lives on level crossings to warn of the dangers. Now, the videos include several near misses, like this dog walker and that woman who just crossed. Yeah, wow, just seconds before an oncoming train passed by at extremely high speeds. Other dog walkers decided to take photos of their dogs on the tracks. Perhaps not the best place to be posing, indeed.
Look! The hell's up pretty.
Parents were also culpable, with this dad watching on as his daughters played on the tracks before checking his phone. And these children were caught lining the tracks with rocks. No. Just no. And the list goes on. Here's the next one. This boy, an impressive one-handed push-up, but perhaps not the place to do it. Okay, let's have a look at the weather.
Warm memories wherever you go. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
Well, it is wet for many, but the next few days look drier and warmer. There will be more rain on Friday. Most parts will see temperatures around the August average today, but a stiff wind over England and Wales will make it feel cooler there. Northernmost counties of England will see prolonged heavy rain this afternoon, bringing a risk of localised flooding, while the far south of Scotland will turn wet later. Elsewhere, most parts will have a scattering of showers, some heavy and thundery. Expect some bright or sunny spells, but it's going to be fairly cloudy overall. Most places will dry up tonight, but rain around the Scottish border will take time to clear, perhaps edging into northeast Scotland for a time. There'll be a few showers near northwestern coasts. It's going to turn quite chilly as skies clear, with some mist and fog forming. Tuesday will bring sunny spells and a scattering of showers after an early fog lifts, but the far north looks rather grey. It will be a bit warmer and less windy.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
You're watching Sky News. Coming up, we're going to be speaking to the helicopter pilot with tour operator Air Maui, who is taking stock of the damage caused by the devastating wildfires in Hawaii. And then look at this. Yeah, they're ejecting. 2 of them. Amazing, right? Flying escape. 2 pilots eject from their plane in the nick of time. It's happened at a US air show.
The drone age has begun in the large-scale military online action game War Thunder. Experience completely new gameplay by piloting recon and strike drones to hunt down your enemies from the skies. Also arriving is the iconic Su-25 Frogfoot. The dozens of rockets under its wings won't leave enemy tanks a chance. War Thunder is the highly detailed action game where you fight other players using aircraft, ground vehicles, naval vessels, and helicopters. Destruction effects have also become even more impressive. Ground vehicles explode into individual pieces, and if you land an accurate shot, only a crater will be left in place of your enemy. The battlegrounds in War Thunder span the entire globe, and now you have a chance to wreak havoc at the foot of a huge Indian dam or on the coast of a picturesque city. Top-of-the-line graphics, destructibility, and realistic sounds provide the fullest immersion possible in the genre and truly bring battles to life. Upgrade vehicles, customize their appearance, unlock new weapons, and win battles. Download War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Mac.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com. or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world in adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Broadcasting live online. Turn it on. Turn it up.
To show them you got the Coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. For here, we call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online
all around the world. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Show. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's Starr Radio UK and the morning show.
This is Starr Radio. This is
UK.
Starr Radio
UK.
This is Starr Radio
UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade. Jesus, and that's what makes you great.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Monday edition of the morning show.
Yesterday and forevermore.
Today is the 14th day of August, the year 2023, with the time now 10:51. I sincerely apologize for the late start of the program. But wherever you are, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Of course, if you don't know, you know, I am Archie. Of course, your one and only Archie. A lot of you who have seen the headlines, you find out that Mr. Laimi Koiki is not going to be joining us today. Yes, this week he's not going to be with us because it's the holiday season, and I tell you, we are family people, and we have to also make sure that we enjoy the holidays, right? Somebody say right. So, from today till Friday, I'm going to be bringing you the program solely, but you will be my compere. Know that I've got my able producer, Mr. Francis Gaye, as well. And I got Felix all the way in Aberdeen as well. Love for you. I'm Bishop Adesina, who's joined me, saying good morning, Starr Radio UK. Regards to you, Sir Bishop. I thank God that Nigeria has not happened to you. And to you all wonderful people, Eben all the way in Cape Town, Chantel, good morning to you. Let me also say good morning to Konjo D. It was nice talking to you over the weekend. And also to the one and only, and still the reigning champion, the white lion himself, Mr. Laimi Koiki and the family on holidays this morning. I say massive good morning to you all. I hope you are doing very good and enjoying yourself, having a rest. You know, it's good to rest, you know. The Bible says that when God finished creating 6 days, he was very, very busy. That 7th day he decided to rest. So, well, when it comes for you to rest, you have to rest and make sure that the family are enjoying that as well. But how I can rest is that the second car team are giving me a bit of a break. What we're going to do, I'm going to be here throughout the week. But what's going to happen is that the program will be finishing exactly at 12 o'clock each day. So that will be my break there, you see. Well, we'll be bringing you programs in the afternoon as well. On Tuesday we'll be bringing you what do you call her? BB Clement on BB Means Business, and then on today this morning as well at exactly at 12 o'clock instead of the 12:30 we'll be bringing you HR Linda Parlin all the way from Cyprus as well. She's on holiday, but we'll do our best to see whether we can get her. She was promising that she was going to be around. You make a doubt, Anthony Anidaji, massive good morning to you. Olakunle, good morning. Aziz, good morning. Sir Maxwell, good morning. Where you are, I salute you, Oga. I hope you are doing very, very well. Okay. Let's crack on. Well, for those of you who have tuned in for the first time of listening to us on Starr Radio UK, this is how the program goes on a Monday morning. I'm bringing you a report for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit. Then the travel update will continue from thence. We'll look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And then after that, we'll look at the stories making the rounds in Nigeria, some of the headlines from there, and then we'll move on straight on to other stories making the rounds across the globe. At 11:30, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussion. 12 o'clock, the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. So, that's what's going to happen for you throughout the week. The program will be finishing at 12 o'clock so that we have ample time to recoup and get all the technical work, upgrades, and stuff like that done, and then come the opening after the summer break, will come out firing on all cylinders. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Now the quote for the day says to hold the notion that God will do everything for you, so when doing nothing gets you expect is an insult to God and the power of creativity that you are endowed with. So don't be sitting on your couch and your blessed assurance and then just say, you know what? God is going to bring the whole thing my way. Get up. Stand up. Stand up for yourself. So when it comes to the weather, well, this week I think the UK is going to be having some warmth, but today, this is how the weather is going to be. This afternoon will be largely cloudy with spells of rain pushing in from the southwest at times. Occasional sunny spells may develop. Tonight, cloud and any patch of rain will soon clear to the east, giving way to dry night with largely clear skies and very little in the way of cloud. The temperature is going to be 22 degrees, the low is going to be 12 degrees. Pollen level low, UV level moderate, pollution low. Sunset 2026 and sunrise for tomorrow morning, 05:44 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you. Okay, we're going to be taking you straight to the roads where we'll be having a look at what your travels is like if you have to go around. Those of you on visits in the UK, or those of you traveling across during the summer holidays.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping our gauge that I promise. I'm on the Star Radio Travel Update country where every weekday from 10:40. Well, at the latter time today, 10:57, of course. So, on the major roads in London, there are no exceptional delays. You zoom through it like no man's business. When it comes to the underground this morning, Bakerloo line, I've got path closures, Jubilee line, minor delays, Metropolitan line, minor delays there as well. But London Overground, I've got path closure. That aside, all the others, good service there. On the river bus this morning, I can tell you, I saw the Woolwich Ferry has got planned closures. That aside, all the others, you got it. Good service. But keep your eyes on the roads. The London cable car has got good service there as well. And that brings us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. So on the National Rail this morning, Avanti West Coast Cross Country, First Transparent Express, Great Western Railway, South Western Railway, Thameslink, and Transport for Wales have all got minor delays. So you know what else I would say? Check before you leave. But on the side, enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Your favorite African and Caribbean radio station, of course. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. So now let's move on to what is happening from across the globe. That is known as Global Trotting. Running at a later time today, and as I did say, the program finishes at 12 o'clock from today to Friday, so that the technical team can do their magic for you. So we come back, it will be a great one. And therefore this week we'll now be having Miss Olaimi Koiki with us as well. But I've got all you will do that, sending me all the information that you need to know when it comes to the updates from Nigeria. Trial of extradited Nigerian brothers indicted for sextortion begins in the US. Mr. President, kill corruption, not Nigerians. Tunde Bakari tells Tinubu. And claims of coup request is false and disturbing, Defense Headquarters is saying. Well, we're bringing you more on that front because there are lots of stories making the round there. For Nigeria, Tinubu, APC have ulterior motive for insisting on military option. Well, why are they insisting on that? Is it because the Western world are coercing them and saying, we're going to give you that and we're going to make you this and all that, so that they will go in there gun blazing, so that they will just stop Russia for taking over? Because when we have President Bazoum, you know what he said there? President Bazoum was of the view that Russia is going to be actually taking over Niger because of the Wagner group there, and therefore the West should get themselves involved in it. So you see, is it that de facto war or a war that's going to be taking place, but not on the soil of Russia, but bringing it now to Africa, where the West and the East, a Cold War there, going to take place there as well? And NCAA to sanction airlines ground aircraft over inadequate insurance cover. Oh my goodness. Well, those of us who are traveling to Nigeria over these festivities or these holidays, I mean, how is it all going? Our road incidents or accident claims 4,387 lives in 6 months. The FRSC has given insight to that. How much trouble are our roads? And it's a sad one. It's a sad one. When you have to travel, then you have to pray to God. Oh God, please help me. Oh, help me. Meanwhile, we pay our taxes, and these monies are supposed to be used to make sure that when we are traveling, we don't need to be praying. After praying, we have to pray, but not saying while the car is going, oh Jesus, oh no, oh Allah, oh no. Okay. Now, fuel queues return as marketers propose a 720 naira per litre and suspends fuel imports. Now, coup using military force to remove Niger junta is dangerous. That's what the Labour Party is saying. The other time we're saying that the opposition parties have not made any statements there, but it looks like they are. Niger coup leader agrees to dialogue with ECOWAS, apologizes for snubbing Tinubu's delegation, and why military action is not an option. Olawepo Hashim is also saying. But what do you think? Do you think military option is the only option on the table now, and that is what has to be done? Well, lots more going to be coming your way from there when we bring you the update from Nigeria in a moment. But for now, just stay tuned. Let's move on straight to some of the other stories making the round. Germany protests in Dortmund against racism, police brutality. Those gathered were marking the death of a Senegalese teenager who died after being shot in the German city last year. Well. We got all sorts going on in that part of the world. And then Niger army delegation thanks Guinean government for support after coup. Well. So what do you think is going to happen there? All coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And Egypt, they start up providing locally manufactured solar. Well, they are doing something good there, aren't they? Let's see what happens on that front. So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I am Archie. Let's move on to some other stories as well. A docket on a minor spiritualist who allegedly killed girl 7 have been submitted to the Attorney General. Well, I don't know what. I mean, I think we need some of these spiritualists or whoever to come and say that, look, these things, that didn't actually happen. You can kill, you can do all that, but you will not get anything coming out. Unless, of course, they do make money from those rituals that they do. And therefore, maybe some people have attested to that, and that's why they go on that part as well. But more going to be coming your way. Cecilia Dapa's lawyers demand retraction of alleged reckless reportage. Well, it quacks. It quacks like a duck. It walks like a duck. It might be a duck. That's what some people will say. But, well, it says that, well, they need to refute that allegation. And Eastern Region Minister endorses Baumia, his only aspirant capable of breaking the 8. Would they break the 8? Would they be able to break the 8? What are the opposition NDC doing there? More going to be coming your way. And then EC has crucial responsibility to sustain 30 years of peaceful rule in 2024. An MP is saying. Well, looking at the back the other election, the 2020 or 2019 election, was it something that we can say was good enough, or what are we actually talking about there? Minority determined to push for parliamentary probe of 60 billion Ghana cedis Bank of Ghana loss. Some are even calling for the sacking or the dissolving of the Bank of Ghana board entirely. Okay. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on straight to some other parts of the world as well to look at the stories making the round at 6 minutes past the top of the hour. That's 6 minutes past 11. When the fires hit, Maui's warning sirens were deathly silent. And that's why lots of people have lost their lives. I bet you there'll be an inquiry into it. How come the fire alarms or sirens went quiet? But they are saying now we are self-reliant people, but we need help. Some residents on the Hawaiian island of Maui are questioning why there is not more official aid. But the president has come out to say that, look, there's going to be lots of aid coming your way because the state of emergency has been declared, and therefore the federal government has to push in money. Well, it takes a bit of time to organize everything. So hopefully, keeping fingers and everything crossed, things will tick along nicely. Russia rebel at 16 months low as Odessa attacked 3 times. Okay, 2023 military forum opens in Russia, and weeks-old baby and family among 7 killed in Kherson in picture aftermath of Odessa attacks. Now, Israelis seek opportunities abroad amid unrest at home. A poll suggests as many as 1 in 3 Israelis are considering leaving the country over the crisis. The other time I had a meeting, a discussion with a friend of mine. He's a Palestinian, or he's an Israeli, call it that way. And he said that, well, he's an Israeli, but he's not a Jew. Okay? And he was saying that he was going to leave back there. And I was like, are you sure? He said, no, the sister lives there. He's lost the wife and the children are all grown up. They are all gone, and he's by himself. And I think that the best way forward is go back there to go and live there. And I was thinking, do you think it's the right move that you are making? But hey, he's happy to do that. Why not? It is not coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, while some people are leaving, others will be going in. Triple A DRS, good morning. I hope you are doing very, very, very well. Zuckerberg says Musk not serious about cage fight. Now, why should they have a cage fight? I think when you get too much money, that's what happens. You go cuckoos, right? It seems that that's what is happening to them. They got too much money, fighting business wise, and I think that let's bring it down. Let's have a cage fight. Oh my God! Do you think Elon Musk will last? He's not as strong as Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is younger and more stronger. So what do you think about all that? It's all going to be coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Here in the UK, most cancer waiting times targets set to be scrapped. NHS and England wants to reduce 9 targets to 3 in a bid to simplify outdated standards. We'll see what is going to happen there. And girl 5 badly hurt in dog attack outside shop. The Cleveland police said the child was taken to hospital and the dog has been seized. It's serious there, you know. Abortion Day, Rachel. Good morning. I hope you are doing very, very well. And we thank God Nigeria has not happened to you. No one harmed by Legionella on bad minister. That's what the minister is saying. Steve Barclay insists ministers took insistent action to move asylum seekers of the BB Stockholm back. And cigarettes could carry anti-smoking message insert. They will list the health and financial benefits of quitting and the support available in the UK. But I think it's the right thing to do. And 2 still in serious condition after campsite crash. A car crashed into a tent with a sleeping baby who fortunately escaped serious injuries. These are some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And we are going to bring you more about that. Backstage, myself and my producer were having a discussion about this lady who was going to board a flight from the UK to, I'm not sure, maybe Europe somewhere, and she came on prepared with a bikini, and then the airline decided they were not going to allow her to board, so she made a miss her flight. And I was saying that they should take me on and I'm going to sue the airline for that. Why? Because there's no dress code prescribed for that. You get it? Yeah, there's a gray area there. Somebody said that, well, because he's wearing a bikini. And I was asking the question, when you go to the beaches, you go on holidays, I ended up not wearing bikinis all across. And when you go to town as well, since I'm dressing that people are wearing, It is like you ask yourself, hello, are these people, actually real? Are they living on earth, or what exactly is happening? But do you think, let me ask from you, do you think it is good that they stopped the woman from boarding the flight, or do you think that, well, they should have just allowed her and maybe given her a blanket to say, cover yourself out there? What do you think? Let us know what you think there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio. Okay, let's take a quick break. We come back and we will be enjoying some music. And this time around, it is the goodness of God. That is what has not killed or destroyed us. God has been good, hasn't He? And this is from... This is a regular one that of late I've fallen in love with. And it is from Christopher Martin. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you in a moment. Stay tuned.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. Yes, every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You know I love your voice. Close like no other. You know I've known you as a father. You know I've known you as a friend. And I have believed in the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so
is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Okay, welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK on a special week's program. Well, as I did announce earlier on, throughout the week we're finishing all the programs at 12 o'clock. Okay, Yomi is not going to be with us. He's on a break. Summer break with the family as well, and that is my break. My technical team. That my break is from. So doing the program to 12 o'clock, and then we can also take a break. But no, because the technical team have to do some upgrade works here during that time, so we take advantage of the time that Elaine's is in, but we'll make sure that we bring you everything that you need to know. My Bishop Adesina says, go and keep your money in Yoruba Nation Ruba currency, away from Nigeria Naira devaluation. Naira is on the free fall, and now one can't stop it. But well, Tinubu says that, well, it's just a matter of time. Get yourself braced up and we will be bringing you all that Tinubu is saying. Okay. Now, when it comes to stories making the rounds, now the defense headquarters have reacted to what is called a false and disturbing social media report to state that the armed forces of Nigeria received requests to effect change of leadership in the country. As contained in a statement by Brigadier General Tuko Gasau, Director Defense Information, Defense Headquarters, we believe this statement came from those who do not wish the nation well. It is surely the wicked imagination of a few who are not happy with the progress and well-being of our dear country. Now we want to use this opportunity to reiterate the AFN never received armed forces never received nor made such declaration at any time to anyone or any group. The FN is very comfortable with democracy, remain loyal to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The military is always willing and ready to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We urge those peddling such falsehood to desist from such or face the law. The military and indeed other security agencies are on the lookout for these agents of doom. We must all join hands to strengthen our democracy. It's easier said than done. Somebody say, well, because they got everything that they need and they are comfortable, so they will say that, and everybody think that, praise God, that is good. But there are people who are this morning waking up not sure where their next meal is going to come from. How they're going to be even trekking down to that particular place, that shopping center or that marketplace to do something. Those who have been kidnapped, families and loved ones have been kidnapped, and they are being forced to get a ransom, pay a ransom, which they don't know how. So the little property that they got, maybe the farm that they got, they may have to dispose of it to make money to do that. So if all these things are not being addressed, and people are of the view that they think that this is what should happen, or speculating, well, it's easier to say that, well, nobody said that. However, is it reality? Well, Tinubu and APC have ulterior motive for insisting on military option. That's what the PDP is saying. The People's Democratic Party yesterday said the President Bola Tinubu and all the Progressive Congress have an ulterior motive for insisting on dragging the military into a needless conflict with Niger Republic. The PDP said the insistence of the APC's administration to draft Nigerian soldiers into Niger Republic in defiance to their disapproval by the National Assembly and Nigerians across board validates apprehension in the public domain of ulterior motives by the Tinubu-led APC to import crisis and destabilize the nation for political reasons. The PDP said while it frowns at unconstitutional change of government in any part of the world, the situation in Niger Republic does not warrant any external peacekeeping effort and does not constitute any threat whatsoever to Nigeria's interest to justify committing its already overstretched military to harm's way in a needless way. The party added that insistence of the APC government to go to war in Niger Republic is already heightening tensions in Nigeria. A statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Olugunagba, said there are insinuations in the public that the APC is only desperate to deploy Nigerian military to Niger Republic so as to provoke possible external aggression from that country, thereby orchestrating a situation that the declaration of a state of emergency in Nigeria with the tendency to cripple the judicial process on the 2023 presidential election and divert attention from the hardship the APC has foisted on the nation in the last 2 months. It is apparent that the APC is desperate to orchestrate a situation of imminent danger of invasion or involvement in a statement of war, so as to have the excuse to declare a state of emergency under Section 305, Subsection 3, Subsection A and B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Well, how do you see it? Do you think that is the motive of the federal government? Okay. And using military force to remove Niger junta is dangerous. That's what Labour is saying. It says the Nigerian Labour Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC said yesterday that the disadvantages in the use of military force to remove the military junta in Niger Republic outweighs the benefits. It also told the leadership of the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS head of state and government, to listen to the wise counsel of people before rushing into decision that will have adverse consequences on member states. Now, Labour equally warned the authorities of ECOWAS not to allow themselves to be used for forces outside the regional body of the African continent. And who are they talking about here? Is it France, the former colonial masters? Is it the UK? Is it the US? Who are all of the view that the West have to make sure that they keep their strong hands or feet on the ground so that Russia does not take over Niger, where they have abundant uranium. Now, Labour equally warned the authorities of ECOWAS not to allow themselves to be used by forces outside the regional body or the African continent. The NLC, in a statement signed by the President, Joe Ajero, recalled that the end of the second extraordinary summit of the Authority of ECOWAS, a committee heads of states government, on Thursday, August 10, 2023, issued a tears statement directing the Committee of Chief of Defense Staff to activate the ECOWAS standby force with all its elements immediately. Now, the statement read, it will amount to stating the obvious that at the Nigerian Labour Congress, as are averse to military rule. Indeed, the history of struggle for democratic rule in Nigeria cannot be complete without mentioning the illustrious contribution of the labor movement. Now, despite our unimpeachable credentials in the popular struggle against military rule, we would strongly counsel against the use of military force to remove the military junta in Niger Republic, as the disadvantages clearly outweighs the benefits. The disadvantages range from putting in danger the lives of the deposed President Bazoum and his family to the destabilization of the entire region, including northern Nigeria, and loss of many lives in and out of the battlefield. So, do you think these counsels by these various bodies is a wise one that needs to be taken? What do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? Updates from Nigeria. The NCAA to sanction airlines ground aircrafts over inadequate insurance cover. So let's say you are in the diaspora, you travel down to Nigeria, you decided, I want to travel from Lagos to Abuja, okay? And you want to jump on Dana Air or some other Aero Air or whatever. And you find out that the insurance policy on that means that should there be a plane crash or anything of the sort, your family will be receiving pittance, or I mean you yourself, if touch wood, nothing bad happens to you and you have to be hospitalized and stuff like that, you're not going to be getting adequate compensation for that. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has urged airlines and other service providers in the subsector to comply with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulation, that's NIGCARS 2022 on insurance cover, threatening to sanction defaulting operators. The NCAA Director General Musa Nuhu, in a statement issued on Sunday, said the directive was contained in a letter reference NCAA DJ /DJ /air /11/16/369 of August 11, 2023. Mr. Nuhu said the letter signed by him was addressed to all airlines and allied aviation service providers. According to him, the need for compliance followed the coming into force of Nigeria CARS 2022 on July 10, 2023, mandating all airlines to comply with Part 18, subsection 14.14.1.1 of the regulation. Specifically, Part 18.14.1.1 of the regulation provides, amongst others, that all airlines and other allied aviation services providers must not operate without adequate and valid insurance cover, submitting to the authority copies of valid insurance certificates. Mr. Nuhu stated they must also provide evidence of payment of premium and other policy documents of insurance cover, or not less than 3 months as specified in IS 18.14.1.1. Now, this is one that I think that every one of us, because we don't have like lots of airplanes or airlines running like when you go to Lagos, where we have lots of commercial vehicles moving up and down the road, and even that we're saying that they should have a proper way of capturing data to find out that this vehicle approaching has it got insurance or not, rather than stopping the cars. Here, when you're driving on your way now and there's a police car following you, your number plate is just registered straight. It just, if they want to check on you, it just captures whatever, and then it says whether you got an MOT, you got an insurance, you got a driver's license, whoever is driving it, blah 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 blah. And unless they see that you are driving roughly or not adherent, or you are doing something else, then they think that okay. At times there are the excesses where because of your color or the vehicle that you are using, they are looking at that and they want to stop you and stuff like that. So you look at all that, and you ask yourself the question. Is the Aviation Authority saying to this? Because how many airlines are flying? How many? So Dana Air, how many planes do they have? Have they got insurance policies? Can you go to the insurance? Can they check with the insurance companies to make sure that they've got whatever is needed to cover his airlines? That is a question. But it will be a shame that that is not being adhered to. Anthony Ledeji, my man, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. In other stories making the round, Bola Tinubu to damn El-Rufai finally, APC chieftain speaks. Now, amid controversy surrounding the governor, former governor of Kaduna, said Nasir El-Rufai, and his decision to withdraw his interest in an opportunity to be presidential cabinet member, there are fears that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu might finally dump him. Now, reacting to this fears and speculation, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress and Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, has appealed to President Tinubu not to drop El-Rufai from becoming a minister and a member of his cabinet. The issue is, if the Senate that is probing, or the body that is probing, decide that he's not qualified to do it, how can the president say, I will still move on with it? As reported, Okechukwu stated this during an interaction with journalists in Abuja on Sunday, August 13. He described El-Rufai as a valuable asset needed to revive the power sector in Nigeria, Okechukwu said. So it's indispensable. Do they mean to say that there is no other person who is got the relevant knowledge and wisdom to be able to do this? Well. Bishop Adesina says that 2 to 3 months ago, I told you $1 will go for 1,000 naira and £1 will go for 1,200 naira after Tinubu's presidency. Today, the price is so, even going higher. My Bishop, I know you are a man of God, you are a prophet, so when you speak, I got it. I really get it. He said, Nigeria has become Federal Republic of diminishing return. Those of you still investing in Nigeria, I pray God have mercy on you all. My goodness. Wow. Lots more going to be coming for your way from there. It is Starr Radio UK. But my producer says there's one other story that he will want me to touch on quickly. And then we'll bring the updates from Nigeria to a close. And let me announce the lines open. You want to add your voice to the discussion? Why not? Feel free and do so. Now, the judicial services has denied relinquishing statutory powers to governors. So the National Judicial Council denied a letter that allegedly suggested it had relinquished its legal authority and duties over judge advancement and nomination to state governors. The NJC asserted that neither the council nor the CJN, that's the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who serves as the council's chairman, sent a letter written to the Chief Judge of Kebbi State and apparently signed by Justice Olakayode Ariwola, the Chief Justice of Nigeria. The false letter contained not a shred of reality, according to a statement made on Sunday by Soji Oye, the NJC's Director of Information. The letter read in part, the attention of the National Judicial Council has been drawn to a fake letter dated the 14th of July 2023, purported to have emanated from the Council and signed by the Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman, National Judicial Council, Justice Olakayode Ariwola. Okay, so that is for your information. This is Starr Radio UK, 11:35 the time. So we got about another 25 minutes to bring the whole program to a close. As I've said, this week we are finishing programs at 12 o'clock just to allow technical team to do their work and then allow my colleague and co-presenter Mr. Olaimi Koiki to also have a rest with the family as they are also enjoying that. Well, Bishop Adesina finally says, go and put your money in Yoruba Nation Ruba currency account to preserve your money from Nigeria Naira devaluation. A word is enough for a wise man. Now, what we'll do is once next week, God willing, once Yomi is back, we'll have a time to have a chat about this Yoruba Nation Ruba currency. How it's all like, so that we want to present things to our listeners and they get it. They know the prospects of it, so that if they are investing in it, they will not be found wanting there as well. My Bishop, thank you very, very much for that. Well, let's take a quick break. We come back. But before then, let me announce the lines open. You want to join the conversation? 0208 133 2257 or 58, 0208 133 2257 or 58, or US or Canada 001718303273 0017183032737. You can text or WhatsApp is 07539666174. For our Twitter handle is the Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Let's take a break and we come back. I'll bring you everything that is happening from other parts of the world as well. Stay tuned.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. Yes, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie, on a Monday edition of the morning show. And we're going to be crossing straight to other parts of the world where the news are still making the rounds there as well. So what have we got in other parts of Africa as well? Oh, thank you very much, my bishop. It says, kudos, my brother. Starr Radio UK is now the household morning noon radio here. My regards to every one of you in the office, the RBS office there. I hope you're all doing very, very well. And I pray to God and we thank God as well that Nigeria has not happened to every one of us. But as we give advice and as my bishop is giving advice, you hearken to it. Because as he did say, a word to a white is always enough. All right then. Now let's move on straight to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of Africa today. Well, no special stories, but Benin, hundreds of trucks blocked at border with Niger following the coup. More than 100 trucks bound for Niger are blocked in Malanville, the border between Benin and Niger, following the coup. The blockade has been going on for a week, within Benin having closed its border with Niger in accordance with one of the decisions taken by the Economic Community of West African States. The transporters in the border town lament they have been hard hit. Now, when you park like that, the validity of your insurance runs out every day. The technical inspection too. The papers are running out, says Osman Watro, truck driver on its way to Niger. Let's not even talk about the food here. How much you are going to eat in 2 weeks? The apprentice. You have 2 apprentices. They're going to spend 1,000 CFA francs a day, about 1.52 euros on food. Quattaro added. Raju Gama, president of the syndicate, the Transporter the Importer Novex Associate du Benin, spoke to Bib Radio on Tuesday, August 8th. He said many trucks have stopped at Kandy because the Malanville fleet has a capacity of 200 trucks. Gaba said on the radio, 600 trucks, and on one truck there is more than 1 or even 2 containers loaded. So there are billions in backlogs, he stressed. Now, this is impacting the business people in Benin as well. So it's like cutting your nose to spite your face. But what is it going to be? Are they going to jaw? Or are they going to war? Well, as people have said, what is the point of going on to do all this? And what is the biggest or the greater interest here? Well, in the Comoros, young and ambitious, the son of Comoros President Azali Osmani has all the trappings of a leader in waiting as the ruling party of the small Indian Ocean archipelago gathered to appoint new Secretary General at the weekend. Many thought the top job would go to Nur El Fat Azali 39. Azali himself, currently a private advisor to his father, seemed to open to taking on a bigger role. If the party asks me, I will accept his decision, Azali said on the sidelines of the event in the capital, Moroni, wearing a white shirt and a blue cap with the ruling party's logo. The convention for the renewal of the Comoros eventually handed another term to incumbent Secretary Yusufa Muhammad Ali, a veteran politician, and with his father looking to remain in power for another 5 years term after election next year, some believe Azali's anointment of the African Union won a disputed election in 2019. Comoros President Azali Osmani initially came to power in 1999. Cool. He's entrenched himself there, but the question is, how has he developed the country? Do people feel better off now than us at the time that he took over? Is it serving the majority? Or is it serving his clan? And people who are close to him? Friends and cronies. And now that we have his son who is also looming up to maybe take the reins, is it a monarchy? Well, I find a story. Residents of Niamey call for peace as tensions continue to escalate between Niger's new military regime and the West African regional bloc that has ordered the deployment of troops to restore Niger's flailing democracy. Now, what can they do now? Are the ECOWAS soldiers going to attack Niger's presidential palace to save President Mohamed Bazoum? It makes no sense. Do they think they'll find the president alive too? There are a lot of hypotheses. I think the ECOWAS head of state will be forced to come and negotiate with the junta in power in Niger, said Salif Lawali, resident of the capital. We agree with the coup 100%. And we want peace in our country. Whoever runs the country, we want peace. That is our goal, added Akumadu Galita, a civilian. So that is what the people are looking for. They want peace. So far as somebody is providing that for them so that they can go about their duties perfectly, they said they are okay with it. So what do you think is going to happen? Well, I think the ECOWAS team will be on standby for a very long time, right? Right. Okay. It is Starr Radio UK. I'm moving on straight to Ghana as well to look at some of the stories making the rounds here as well. The minority in parliament will be pushing for parliamentary probe of the 60 billion Ghana Cedis Bank of Ghana loss. The member of parliament for Bowser South, Dr. Clement Apak, said the minority is determined to ensure a probe of this unprecedented loss by the Bank of Ghana, occasioned by the refusal by the bank to obey the Bank of Ghana Act. The leader of the NDC in parliament had made it clear that the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia MPP government connived with the Bank of Ghana to violate the act, and in so doing must be held to account on behalf of the people, the lawmaker stated in a tweet. The Bank of Ghana is a bank of Ghanaians. It is owned by Ghanaians. Therefore, The money lost as a result of the decision to yield to the illegal pressure by the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government to print money illegally to finance an expanded government expenditure instead of following the act and thereby seeking parliamentary approval cannot be excused. He went on in a quote saying, equally, the government does not have the right to purport to write off debts. It owes the Bank of Ghana, in principle, Ghanaians. The leader of the NDC in Parliament, Dr. Atufo-Olsen, had made it clear that the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia MPP government connived with the Bank of Ghana to violate the Bank of Ghana Act, and in so doing must be held to account on behalf of the people. But would they respond to the call to appear before Parliament? Would they? Or like Africans do? Well, the leadership are a law to themselves, or some bodies are a law to themselves, so the court can rule whatever, and they tell you to hell with it, we're not coming, and nothing can be done against them. And when things like this happen, and what is happening in Nigeria, that's happened, then you have the people in the sub-region saying, you know what, yeah, let's organize ourselves and let's go and overthrow them. Let's go and make sure that they reinstate whoever has been deposed. Really? Well, let them come again. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. 11:47, so I've got another 11 minutes to bring the program to a close. So wherever you are, stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. Some other stories making the rounds. Life in jail for Indian sisters, rape and hanging. A court in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh has sentenced 2 men to life in prison for raping and murdering 2 Dalit sisters last year. 2 other convicts were found guilty of destroying evidence and were sent to jail for 6 years each. The convicts are likely to appeal in the High Court. The teenage girls were found hanging from a tree in Lakhimpur district in September. The gruesome crime had made headlines and sparked global outrage. The police had arrested 6 people. 4 of them were convicted on Friday, while judgments against 2 minors are pending. On Friday, a special court that deals with cases of protection of children from sexual offenses convicted 2 of the 4 adults of kidnapping, gang raping, and murdering the girls. On Monday, Judge Rahul Singh described the crimes as a rarest of the rare and said that the 2 convicts' life sentence will run until their last breath. They have been ordered to pay 41,000 rupees, that is $500 or 390 pounds each, as a fine. The bodies of the 2 sisters aged 17 and 15 were found hanging on the 14th of September near their home in Tamoli Perva village, just over 200 kilometers, 124 miles from the state capital, Lucknow. Well, a very sad one there, but I hope that the laws deal with them. It's all Starr Radio UK. Now, as tens of thousands of Israelis continue to join weekly protests over the government's highly controversial plans to change the justice system, as many as 1 in 3 citizens is thinking of leaving the country, according to a poll. Professor Shane Hoffman is one of them. Together with his wife and their children, they start the Jewish Sabbath with a meal together every Friday evening. Nowadays, they end it at a huge anti-government rally. It is not our ritual to go and protest in the streets, but we're forced to because we're losing our country. That's how we feel, says the doctor while attending the weekly Saturday night demonstration in central Tel Aviv. The leading Israeli radiologist is now in the process of moving to a hospital in the UK. Moreover, he's trying to persuade other members of his family who all have European passports to consider leaving too. I'm going to London for a sabbatical, and this will be my laboratory to see if I can live outside Israel, he explains. If the situation will be so bad and it's worsening every day, we'll find a new place to live. Among the crowds blowing horns, waving Israeli flags on Tel Aviv's Kaplan Street, there is fury at legislation being passed to limit the power of the Supreme Court. Now, if they limit the power of the Supreme Court, that means the government power has the ultimate power, and therefore whatever they say, nobody can challenge them. But how fair is it? You talk about the rule of law and the 4 states. The executive, the judiciary, the legislatures, and the press. Now, if you crack down on them, then what kind of rule of law are we talking about there? Well, that seems to be what is happening. But well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And let's come to the UK. Let's see some of the other stories making the rounds before we bring the program to a close. As I've said, from now to Friday, we all chilling out a bit, right? No, but the technical team are not chilling out, doing their best to make sure that everything takes along nicely. So we're finishing the morning show at 12 o'clock as we normally do on Wednesdays. Now, 2/10 of NHS cancer waiting times targets are expected to be scrapped in England. In a move, the health service says aims to catch cancer earlier. NHS bosses want to reduce the number of targets, most of which have been routinely missed in recent years, from 9 to 3. They say the plan is backed by leading cancer experts and will simplify the outdated standards. But the head of radiotherapy UK charity said she is deeply worried. Pat Price, who is also an oncologist and visiting professor at the Imperial College London, said current performance was shockingly bad, and while too many targets could be disrupted, the clear and simple truth is that we are not investing enough in cancer treatment capacity. The changes have been made under consultation since last year, and an outcome is expected within days. The NHS leaders are understood to be keen to press on with the plan as first announced, but is still subject to final approval by Health Secretary Steve Barclay. Speaking to the BBC Breakfast, Mr. Barclay said that what we have is a consultation at the moment with leading clinical figures in the cancer world and with the cancer charities, asking whether the checks we have got are driving the right outcomes in terms of cancer survival, or whether there are better ways of measuring those. These are all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, last week we did talk about a vehicle that was on its way out. However, companies vying to buy a vehicle have been given until Wednesday to make an offer for the home wares chain, which fell into administration last week. It is understood that Vehicles Administrator PwC has set a deadline to flash out serious bids for the firm. Vehicle, which has been trading since 1930s, has more than 400 shops and employs 12,500 workers. It has previously reported that 2 retailers are interested in making an offer. However, it is not clear how many vehicle shops could be rescued or if the vehicle name will be saved. The retailer was put into administration after failing to secure 75 million in funding. Last week, Vehicles Chief Executive Mark Jackson said the company had been working for the past 6 months on a turnaround plan to restore confidence and stabilize our businesses. But when you go to the high street now, the question I've been asking myself, with the growing trend of online businesses where you want to buy things, I can just sit here, I can just look at whatever thing that I want to buy, and then boom, 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 I order it, and boom, 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 the next day or two, or call it a week, everything arrives, and I look at it, and I'm like, ooh, that's good, isn't it? So, looking at that, do you think there is any chance for the high street shop to be able to go on? Well, people are looking at the side that, look, I don't need to get myself a shop and all that. All that I need is to go to the online shop. Okay? So the presence, online presence, and then I have my warehouse, which could be even my own house, where maybe let's say I build a garage or a storage place in my compound, and I can just put everything there. So when the orders come in, all that I need is a couple of people who see to it that they put the orders together. We get the companies that do the courier companies. They pick it up, boom, boom, boom. And it's less expensive than having a high street shop to do all those things. But there are some of the old school who want to say that, look, we want to go there, we want to have a feel of the material that was used or whatever is being sold. I remember back in the day, I did order some quilt, okay, quilt sets, and this was an Egyptian cotton thing, and then it came. Okay, my size of the bed, I'm not going to tell you, it's quite a big size. And then when I fitted it, it's supposed to be a fitted one. I put it in, it wasn't fitting very well. And I thought, if this was the shop, I could have just walked back and said, I can't get it off and stuff like that. So, but this one, I couldn't do that. Okay, there have been lots of improvement where when you buy things, you are able to take it back and it's sorted as well. But what I think about all this is that bringing to the end the, what we call it, high street shops? And if so, what are we doing? So virtually we are migrating to a place where we don't need all the high street shops. That's why some of the MPs are saying that, look, they're going to be using all those big shops and they're turning them into residential accommodation for people who are desperate there as well. How would you want to live in if you are living in Croydon, maybe the M&S, maybe top floor? What about that? Well, listeners, this is where I bring the program to a close for today. God willing, tomorrow will be coming your way with another edition of the morning show. But it's been a pleasure coming your way. And I said, God bless you all, and thank you very much for your support, as many of you on the various platforms watching us as well. I pray that Nigeria doesn't happen to you, as we say on this platform. But I sign up with a song from Wuta, and it says Country Hot. And which African country is not hot? And even in the advanced world as well. Enjoy it. When the song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day and bye-bye for now.
Hungry man say fix the country, belleful say fix yourself.